Bend and Scoop is brought to you by Harder Concepts, the best bars in North Dallas. Eat, drink, party harder.
I love Bend and Scoop, man.
You want to hear some music? You'd like that, wouldn't you? Well, today you're going to get all the music you want.
The request lines are now open. KGFJ Soul Radio.
Do it now, man.
Request lines are up.
It's open, man.
Got any Blue Oyster Cult?
No, I don't have any Blue Oyster Cult. I ate 34 pairs last time around. Where were you? I was that close to working at 7-Eleven, you know.
Pass the word along. Tell the men it's time to shoot the moon.
Shoot the moon!
Out there on the microphone. On the microphone.
Shoot the moon. Shoot the moon.
The attitude dictates that you don't care whether she comes, stays, lays, or prays. I mean, whatever happens, your toes are still tapping.
Hey, Strawberry! Oh, Strawberry. Hey, what's happening, man? How you doing? This is my friend.
Hey, how you doing, man?
What you looking at, man?
Oh, nothing. I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking at his neck, man.
Can you honestly tell me that you forgot the magnetism of Robin Zander or the charisma of Rick Nielsen?
That's kid stuff.
Kid stuff. Well, how about the tunes? I want you to want me. The Dream Police. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Build your muscles picking strawberries. You know, Bend and Scoop. Maybe I could get you a job with United Fruit. I got a buddy with United Fruit. Start with strawberries, you might work your way up to these goddamn bananas. When, boy, are you gonna get your act together?
We're creating a society of cell phone crazed, marijuana smoking zombies.
Coming to you not quite live from Lukewarm Tallboy Studios deep in the land of Gar, this is Bend and Scoop, the podcast featuring music, mirth, and minutia, focused on exposing artists you probably haven't heard, but should. I'm Bob, and I'll be your tour guide on this amazingly asymmetric auditory adventure as we journey to the center of your cochlea. Welcome to episode 56. Bend and Scoop is brought to you by Harder Concepts, the best bars in North Dallas. Visit one of the 5 great Harder Concepts locations in DFW, which includes Scruffy Duffy's and Ringo's Pub, both at the shops at Legacy and Plano, Saintsbury Tavern at Austin Ranch and the Colony, the Mucky Duck at Addison Circle in Addison, and Addison Ice House at Vitruvian Park in Addison. All 5 Harder Concepts locations have great food, live music, an amazing beer and spirit selection, and a wait staff that's second to none. Whether you want to hang out with old friends or meet some new ones, there's no better place to get together and watch your favorite sports or hear some awesome tunes. Eat, drink, party harder. Joining us at the end of the show to play a round of Is That Your Vinyl Answer in the Groovin' After Party will be our very special guests Ashleigh and Maggie from the Rock Candy podcast. We spread the gospel of vinyl here at Bend and Scoop, so be sure to tell us all about your favorite neighborhood record store by posting to @BendScoop on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag SpinMomandPop. Our record store of the week is a personal favorite of our special guests, Ashleigh and Maggie, Last Vestige Music Shop in Albany, New York. You can follow them on Twitter at @last_vestige, on Instagram at @lastVestigeMusic, and on Facebook at Last Vestige Music Shop, or you can check out their website at lastvestige.com. Our first track is by a band called Social Hall. This is a track from their self-titled debut, just came out this year. The song's called The Ease.
Wobbled into shame, my bird of weakness, my sorrow for black. Sculptured from sobriety, cut from sackcloth, I recognize priority, the switch to struggle off. I'm a thirsty boy, I play that quench and destroy, I play that poor ploy. I drink these, I drink these, I drink the barrels, we run, that's a lot. Up to the fact that excuses endeavor to slacken, suspend this dependent behavior. I'm a thirsty boy, I play that quench and destroy, I play that pour me ploy. I drink these, I drink these, I drink these, I drink these. Hey, hey! Then wobbled into shame. I borrowed a bleakness, my sorrow for black. Sculpted from sobriety, cut from said cloth. I recognize priority, the switch is tried a lot. I'm a thirsty boy, I play that quench and destroy, I play that pour me ploy. I drink these, I drink these, I drink these, I drink these.
WTTL 1310.
That was Green/Blue out of Minneapolis with one called Police Street from their self-titled 2020 record. Campfire Songs is a podcast where I get together with my buddies Todd, Jim, and Tom to share and discuss songs with each other. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Songs Campfire and give us a listen for more great music. San Luis Obispo, California is home to this next band, Haley and the Crushers. This one's from their Fun-Sized EP, just came out this year. This song's called Jacaranda.
Street 100 times pass you by. Should've known better than to close my eyes. Something happened between May and July. Do you ever stop at the train station? Wonder if they're going on a vacation. Do you ever drive down Main Street at night? Wonder if you're wasting your whole life in a small town. Everyone's just hanging around. Small town, everything's gray until you see it. Jacarandas are blooming, they're telling me what to do. I'm parked outside of your window, I wanna spend every last summer with you. The jacarandas are blooming. The jacarandas are blooming. Downtown a thousand times passed them by. Should've known better than to close my eyes and you said goodbye. Do you still dream of the train station, hoping for more than a little vacation? Do you ever drive the back roads at night? Wonder if you're wasting your whole life. Screw this small town, grab the cage, let's scream out loud. No, there's much more. Before we go, let's tear it all down. The jacarandas are blooming. How about the jacarandas are blooming? How about the jacarandas are blooming? How about the jacarandas are blooming? Screw the small town.
I hate to use a corny line like this, but haven't I seen you before?
You like football?
Oh, yeah, I used to watch it quite a bit.
Well, you might have seen me. I was a tight end with the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 90, Robert Muldoon.
Oh, yeah.
I had a great pair of hands.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
In every life there is a bound, one rounded curve of time or time. I'm on the left half looking over. Dipping a toe into the deep end, obtusely waving at a new friend. They said the water's warm, but I'm not sure if you and I are over. So I'm pool hopping, window shopping, night vision, indecision. Pool hopping, window shopping, stealth makeout, breakfast takeout. no shopping, clean rebound, peanut butter now. Pool hopping with no shopping. All rivers, no more shivers. Pool hopping with no shopping. So spaced out, breakfast takeout.
That was LA's Illuminati Hotties making their second swim through Bend and Scoop with the appropriately titled Pool Hopping from their upcoming album Let Me Do One More, due out this October. Have you ever wanted to host a podcast? Well, all you have to do to join the Mike Hunt and host your very own episode of Assume the Juxtaposition is send me your topic idea to lukewarmtallboy@gmail.com. You can follow Assume the Juxtaposition on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at AssumeTJPod. This next band's from Melbourne, Australia. They're called Quivers, not led by Howard Stern's sidekick. This one's from their brand new record Golden Doubt. It's called You're Not Always on My Mind.
You're not always on my mind. Just most
That was Blues Lawyer from the Bay Area from their 2019 album Something Different. That one was called For Keeps. How Many is a podcast where I get together with my friends Jesse, Junior, Gary, and Scott to debate a variety of pop culture topics, including movies, sports, TV, music, and more. You can follow How Many on Twitter at How Many Podcast and listen at howmanypodcast.com. This next band had an album in 2019 with the very intriguing title Kebab Disco. This is a band called Neutrals, and this one's Food Court.
But it's too early to practice. I know a place where we can kill some time. Come and meet me at the food court. No one here is talking about, walking a mile to buy some shoes. Get me off these city streets, yeah. Come and meet me at the food court. No more kebab disco, stanky for karaoke drag bar. No more San Francisco, the fog obscures our dildo landscape. The mall makes you anxious, but it's too early to practice. I know a place where we can kill some time. All I wanna do is kill some time. No one here is talking about, walk a mile to buy some shoes. Get me off these city streets, yeah. Come and meet me at the food court. No more kebab disco, stanky for karaoke drag bar. No more San Francisco, the fog obscures our dildo landscape. No more San Francisco, no more kebab disco. No more San Francisco, me and Phil hang at the food court.
Pardon me. Are you a prostitute?
What's it to you?
Hello, my name is Garb. My mother and I were just passing by.
Your mother?
I'll be glad to pay you.
Oh, yes, this is my mother.
I don't go for no kinky stuff. You want any of that, you go over to 8th Avenue.
Oh, no, she just wants to talk
Well, what's
to you.
your regular charge for what you do?
Ask you a few questions.
Would $10 be enough?
$10?
What's the usual charge?
Hell, Mom, I don't know. It depends, but...
I'll give you 20. And we'll go someplace where we can get a cup of coffee and get warm and talk.
You pay for the coffee?
Of course.
Oh, what the hell?
Good. Do you want her? You really want to have sex with her? Well, do you?
Of course I do.
All right.
Hey, look. It's all right with me if your mother wants to buy me for you, but she can't come along with us.
No, James, no, you don't.
Absolutely not. I will not have her watching us. I am still a Catholic, believe it or not. You want anything funny like that, you can
I
just go
don't
over to
intend
8th
to
Avenue.
watch. I've heard quite enough. Here.
Oh,
Don't
Mom.
give me money here.
Why not?
Because it's illegal, Mom.
Why?
Because it is, that's why.
That's silly. It's her body. Why shouldn't she use it the way she wants to? I'll see you later. Good night. Thank you so much.
Your mother's weird.
You could say that.
Open my eyes to find I'm on a bus at the edge of the county where most folks have given up. never spoken, the paths never traveled, the rules never broken. Go around in circles, go to nowhere. The lives we were meant to lead all got off back there. Lost Jones County, Lost Jones for me. Lost Jones County, Lost
That was Filthy Friends, a supergroup featuring members of REM, Slater-Kinney, and other bands, with Last Chance County from their 2019 album Emerald Valley. Plausible Deniability is a monthly podcast I co-host with my pal David Miller, which you can follow on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Pause Deny. We post new episodes on the first day of every month. And don't forget to stick around for the end of the show, when we'll be joined in the Groovin' After Party by our special guests Ashleigh and Maggie from the Rock Candy podcast. This next one is by a band from Denton called The Marked Men from 2018's LP On the Other Side. This is a song called Nothing's Changed.
Hello, this is Michael Nesmith with the First National Band, and RCA Victor's asked me to do a 1-minute commercial for our new album, Loose Salute. That's some of it playing in the background. But I thought since I had a free minute to rap that there were some other albums that I'd like to tell you about as well. Like, for instance, Layla by Derek and the Dominoes. It's not on our label, that's unfortunate, but it's still one of the best rock and roll records that I've ever heard. Eric Clapton and Duane Allman and Jim Gordon, and well, it's just inspired music, that's all. And so if you don't have that album, well, you should make a genuine effort to get it. And then, well, there's a lot of other albums I'd like to tell you about, but I'm out of time, so I'll tell you about those on another First National Band commercial, if RCA Victor will even put this one out.
That was the pride of Sudbury, Ontario, home of the late great Alex Trebek, the outstandingly named Tommy and the Commies. From their 2020 EP Hurtin' for Certain, that was the title track. If you want to listen to all this great music without having to hear me ramble between songs, be sure to check out our Bend and Scoop Spotify playlist. If we played it and they have it, you can listen to it there. And if you enjoy listening to what we do here on Bend and Scoop, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you get your podcasts. And if you really enjoy what we do here at Bend and Scoop and would like to show your support, please feel free to drop a little something in our virtual tip jar at patreon.com/bendscoop. When it's hard to make sense of these crazy times in which we live, we can always seek the wisdom of the world according to Garp.
Welcome to the world according to Garp, where anything can happen and usually does.
Garp.
Garp.
Garp?
Yes, Garp.
Sounds like a fish.
Hey, Garp, you want to play? Yes. Not tonight. I have a headache. Every night you have a headache.
My name is T.S. Garp.
What's TS stand for?
Terribly sexy. I used to be terribly shy, but I changed.
Don't be a baby, Duncan. Say Dada.
Garp. Not the bastard son of Jenny Fields.
We are civilized people, and civilized people obey rules.
You have one hell of a way of making converts to civilization.
What does the TS stand for?
Terribly sad. Used to be terribly sexy, but it changed.
Oh, I don't think so.
Will you still need me?
Robin Williams is Garp in the world according to Garp.
Oh, Robin Williams, you're so funny. You make funny movies. You're such a funny guy. Oh, Robin Williams, you get up on stage and you say funny things. Oh my goodness, you are so funny. You have earned yourself a whole lot of money. You deserve all that money cause you are so funny. And you make so many people laugh when you get up on stage and you tell funny jokes. Oh, Robin Williams, you're such a great guy. Oh, Robin Williams, you are very, very funny. I like to Williams, I really, really like you a lot. Yes, I do. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, Robin Williams, I like to watch your movies. I like to watch your stand-up routines. I would go to see a show, but it's so expensive for the tickets. I just rent the DVDs. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Robin Williams, you're so funny. You're such a great guy. I really, really like you. You are like one of the funniest guys in the world. Yes, you are. Oh, oh. Robin Williams, you won an Oscar because you're a great actor. You are wonderful. Oh, oh. Robin Williams, you're such a great guy. Oh, oh. You're such a great guy.
People listen to people. So listen, people.
Welcome to the Groovin' After Party. Come on in and pour yourself a cold one.
Joining me now for our Groovin' After Party here on Bend and Scoop are Ashleigh and Maggie from the Rock Candy podcast. Welcome.
Hi. Hello.
Thanks so much for being with us. Tell everybody a little bit about Rock Candy.
Sure. We started 3.5 years ago. Basically, one day I was out with Ashleigh. We were having some beers and I said, man, we should have a podcast. And she said, yeah, we should. But like, what are we going to do? It's like, yeah, we can do that. All right, we can have a podcast. Yeah, we can do that. And, we thought about the things that we know to talk about together. And at first it's like true crime, it's such an oversaturated market. And then we're like, wait, music. Nobody talks about music. Yeah. It's like very difficult, I feel, to find a good podcast that talks about music history or commentary or anything along those lines. So especially with female hosts. Yes. We felt this was a market that was underrepresented and wanted to put our 2 cents in, whether you wanted to hear it or not. Yeah. Really get the corner on that market.
Well, I recently listened to the Twisted Sister episode that you guys did. Yay. And that really struck a nerve with me because Stay Hungry was big when I was in high school. Yeah. So I had the videos and the music and everything. So I really enjoyed listening to that. And some of the stuff, I need to go watch that documentary y'all were talking about because
it's so good.
I did not ever hear the story about the Barry White mannequin and all. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I was watching the documentary and I was like, ooh, I'm physically cringing here.
Yeah. And it's like y'all said, how could they not make that connection?
No, how many members are in your band and none of you was like, maybe we shouldn't do that. Yeah. That might not be a good idea.
Plus, it's like, that's always a bad combo.
Yeah. Anytime you introduce a noose into this concept, you have to really stop and think, is this okay?
Yes.
And nobody did that. No. Nobody was a get a grip person for Twisted Sister in that moment.
Coincidentally enough, it was either later that night or the next night. I was flipping around on TV and Dee Snider's actually going to be on Celebrity Family Feud.
When a rock legend
Dee Snider
takes on a football legend,
Terry Bradshaw,
it's a twisted, fun feud.
So it's like, God. All right, there he is.
He has enough kids to make himself a team, so
really
I guess that makes sense. And
sure.
He just likes being out there. I appreciate that about Dee Snider. He doesn't pretend to be anybody but himself. He's just like, yeah, I want to do Celebrity Family Feud. Who doesn't? Pretty much anything where he can just be loud and be Dee Snider. Yeah, that's good for him. Fame just hit them way too hard. That's what it was. It was that stereotypical case of, they've been fighting for that, what they deserved for so long. When they finally got it, they just combusted. Yeah. They didn't have anyone to be like, okay, this is how you need to manage this crap ton of fame that's coming at you right now. Right.
That's one of the best things, especially on a music podcast, is to find the ones that, you get some additional information and context beyond the stuff you already know. So
that's the part about doing our show that I really like, is finding out the little tidbits and the little pieces of trivia that make the story really interesting. And I think sets our podcast apart from others, because it takes nothing to just read what Wikipedia has on it, but it takes a lot more work
to really dig deep and to get a really good story out of it, something that's entertaining and not just us blabbering. So
there is some blabber.
There is some blabber.
Because you can't help it. Sometimes you got to react to a story. But yeah, in general, we try to watch interviews, documentaries, read the books, hear the stories, because that is the stuff that makes the artist interesting.
And it keeps us interested too, because you can get burnout on podcasts sometimes.
Yeah.
So you have to keep it interesting, and finding those little nuggets of delicious trivia is what keeps me interested and not go crazy from writing notes.
Yeah.
And I also loved how you guys were able to tie it in personally, like the whole nugget about JJ having produced Seven Dust and that being one of your favorite bands.
Seven Dust when I was a kid. A teenager.
Well, let's learn a little bit more about each of your own personal musical journeys. And we're going to play around of something we like to call, Is That Your Vinyl Answer? And we'll start off with, what's the first record you remember buying with your own money?
The first album that I bought with my very own money, with my allowance, was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like 8, maybe 9 something. And I remember being at a Strawberries and I had enough money to buy one cassette, and I chose Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. And I very vividly remember my mom looking at it and then going to my dad and being like, she wants to buy this. And he's like, I guess. I don't know what this is. And that was the very first one that I bought myself. I will
still
own
have it?
I do not. I'm sure I got rid of it a long time ago. As soon as I hit like 13, I'm like, what did I do?
Maggie, what about you?
I think the first album I ever bought was like the Lion King soundtrack, but I'm not counting that in this scenario. I was like,
I would.
I was like 7 or 8. I mean,
some Elton John jams on that.
There were some solid Elton John jams, and I loved them all. And my mom hated it because every time we're in the car, I'm like, Pop, Lion King, Mom. And she's like, oh, God damn it.
I will crash this car.
She probably thought about it. I didn't buy as many records. I was more into recording everything off the radio.
Oh, yeah.
That was my big thing.
Oh, mixtape upon mixtape of shit just recorded off the radio. You had the double deck cassette player that was like a gigantic, like size of a house, basically, in your bedroom. I would have a blank tape in each one.
Oh, God. Because what if one runs out of room?
Rapid fire.
You need to have that ability. Yeah, I was really big into like the double deck cassette tape, like sitting in front of the radio and just, all right, when's that song I like coming on? Because I have a hard time in general listening to a full album by one artist. Yeah. I'm a big playlist person. I have playlists about playlists. I delete them. I make new ones. I remake the old ones. I need to kind of have a big chonky variety. So I think that's why soundtracks have always been kind of a thing for me.
Maggie, who do you own the most albums by, and which of theirs is your favorite? I know you're a playlist person, but I'm sure you've got a collection.
I do. My favorite band is Queen. And like probably 12 years ago, a random vinyl shop popped up in my city. And I was like, I'm going to pop in here. And I saw Queen's The Miracle and I bought it. And I was listening to it. I'm like, this is a really good album. I don't listen to enough. And then I thought about, I don't know enough Queen songs. And then I thought I should buy all the Queen records on vinyl, but I won't buy them new. They have to be used. Now, here's the problem. 10 or 12 years ago, that was easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
But I was very lackadaisical about it. And then 3 or 4 years ago, the Bohemian Rhapsody movie came out, and wowie, wow, it's been very hard to finish, but I am 2 records away. So the most albums I own are by Queen. It's all vinyl. I love them. My favorite is going to be A Night at the Opera.
Yeah, I was a really huge Queen fan in high school, and I had an 8-track jam box. And I remember going to like, I was probably a freshman in high school, going with Queen Jazz, the 8-track of Queen Jazz, carrying it around on my shoulder. People are looking at me like, Mustafa.
Mustafa, Mustafa, Mustafa Ibrahim. Mustafa, Mustafa, Mustafa Ibrahim.
What the hell are you listening to?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love Mustafa. It's so good. We played it at my bridal shower, and all of my old relatives were like, what the heck? And I'm like, this was from your time, you know. You just don't understand good music.
You could have gotten with this and you chose not to.
Yeah.
Ashleigh, what about you?
I have a very large vinyl collection. It's probably about 700 strong at this point. But most of it is, I would say like 80% of it is my dad's vinyl collection that he started collecting when he was a teenager. So I have a lot, and I started cataloging all of them over COVID last year, and then I got distracted and I never finished. So I really don't know what band I have the most vinyl of, but my my guess is going to be Led Zeppelin. I think I have the most Led Zeppelin. It might be tied with Queen. I'm really not sure. I didn't get to the L's yet. I'm pretty sure Led Zeppelin, and that might be because I have doubles.
What's your favorite Led Zeppelin album?
Oh God, I have no idea. Probably Houses of the Holy.
That's a really good one.
In Through the Outdoor, weird.
No
You know,
Coda?
so many people rag on In Through the Outdoor. That is a solid album.
It is. It is.
I don't care. I like In Through the Outdoor.
No, I do too. Let's stick with you for a second, Ashleigh. What specific album have you purchased the most over the years?
It will probably be A Perfect Circle's Mare de Noms. I think I've probably purchased that in several formats over the years, or at least multiple times over the internet somehow. I probably bought that one the most.
Maggie, what about you?
I think it would have to be TLC's Crazy Sexy Cool. And there's I think 3 reasons for this, or at least 2. One was I got conned out of my original cassette tape by a friend.
Yeah.
And I was let them borrow it, and they left it on their mom's dashboard, and it melted and warped because that was the pain of being a 90s kid.
That's a crime.
That was a crime. I should have been arrested. Then she was like, you should buy the CD. And she somehow conned me out of the CD. I don't know how. But ultimately, yes. So I ended up buying it a 3rd time for myself. So yes, I bought it several times because I was a foolish child. But also solid album. You don't have to skip a track.
You know what? I'm going to amend my answer because now I know the actual one that I have bought in the most formats.
It's Crazy Sexy Cool.
No, it's actually... It's actually Taking Back Sunday's second album.
Oh my gosh.
I definitely bought that over the internet, on CD, and on vinyl. All 3.
All right. Look at you. You have all the formats.
Now, we know Ashleigh has a huge vinyl collection. Maggie, what size is yours?
You know, I think it's rude to ask about size.
Size shouldn't
I'm a bit of
matter.
a size queen. I'm going to admit it. I can't lie.
I love it. Oh, I love it. Yes, no, Ashleigh's dwarfs mine to the umpteenth degree. I have a very tiny collection. I've been slowly collecting vinyl for probably the past, like I said, 10 or 12 years. It started with that Queen record, and it has not grown too much. It's getting better now because we've been going to more record riots. We've had a lot stores. Yeah, we've lately had a lot more pop up in the area in the past 5 years, so that's helped a lot. I feel like you really had to look in antique stores up here,
flea markets and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you just didn't happen to stumble across records, you're just not going to find them. But now it's kind of everywhere, so it's 50 maybe. It's sad. It's very sad. I have no reason to not catalog mine.
But the thing is, yours is catered to your tastes.
Yeah,
it's one that you're building yourself. Mine, I just inherited all of my dad's records and my mom's 45s. So I have a lot of really great albums, but they're not ones that I picked myself. I have a bunch of them, at least 100 of them, I think, are ones that I bought. But there's a difference between building your own and inheriting one.
Yeah. Actually, I'm very proud because I've gotten my boyfriend into collecting vinyl.
Oh.
Because now we have 2 or 3 in there that are Jeremy's. They're not mine. And I was like, I'm proud of you.
Good for him.
I know. Because we moved in together. I'm I like to listen to records. I like to get I like to make dinner and listen to records. I like to get inebriated and listen to records. We're doing this. This is your life now. You can come with me or you can just sit and deal with it. And he came with me. He's a sport.
What are some of the go-to mom and pop record stores that you guys hit up in your area?
So we have this one long-standing, veteran vinyl shop in the next city over, which is a few miles down the road. It's called Last Vestige. And God, they've been around for 20, 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
Longer than that, maybe. They've specialized in underground stuff and used records and things that you just wouldn't find anywhere else. The last time we went in there, what did we got? What did you get?
Oh my God. I think I got a Sister Rosetta Tharpe or something. I was do you have any old school blues?
But also Pat Benatar and Eddie Money.
Yeah, it was such a weird haul.
And I think I got a Spanish Gold, which is a random band that existed 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
And, some random stuff.
Oh, I got a Fun Boy 3 record, which I was
wow.
Where do you find these?
Yeah. And I think I got a Madonna single.
Yep.
For like Borderline or something. Like random shit that you wouldn't really find anywhere else. And there was like this one kind of secondhand flea market kind of place in another town that's up the road from us that we found like a treasure trove of old like flea market kind of
Oh, you mean the
vinyl.
place in Cohoes?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I wish I could remember the name of that antique store. It's
can't
somewhere in
remember.
like on the main beat in Waterford, New York. If you're in the upstate New York area or in Troy, the first place last vestige is in Albany, and the random antique store, which I can't remember the name of, is in Waterford. So
yeah,
there you go.
So like up here, at least, if you just walk into a random secondhand store, thrift store, or something like that, you'll probably find a pretty big vinyl section where you can get a record for $1, and you have to search through them because they're all going to be like your great grandmother's like symphony albums that nobody wants to listen to,
that sort of thing.
Yeah, or like Andy Williams or
Yeah.
Christmas songs or something.
And then you'll just find a Lou Reed just tossed in there, and you're like, where did this even come from?
You just have to be patient and look through every single record, and you will find some gems.
Yeah, you learn patience through crate digging.
That's kind of how I padded out a lot of my vinyl selection.
Don't ever pass up a good antique store.
Yeah.
What is each of your all-time favorite cover song?
Wow.
I didn't research enough for this.
Oh,
I have
God,
like
I'm
a
not
whole
ready for this.
playlist.
I literally have a whole playlist of favorite cover songs.
One that I'm really vibing on a lot lately is Bat for Lashes cover of I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen. Her rendition of it is pretty different, but also hauntingly beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's already a really great song. And a lot of times when you have a really great song and somebody covers it, they kind of ruin it. Her version of it is so deep and heartfelt that it really cuts right through the heart. It's really, really good.
Cuts like a knife.
Yeah, it sure
I
does.
wonder if anybody's covered that. Brian Adams
I'm
is begging
sure.
for someone to cover Cuts Like a Knife.
Poor Brian Adams is like, when is it going to be my turn?
Yes. I'll settle for the Robin Hood theme. Just somebody cover me.
Come on,
Somebody. Have you ever really loved a woman? Have you ever really loved a cover song?
man. Please love Brian Adams. This is. I don't. Yeah. Wow. This is hard. I think the one that I've been listening to the most in recent times would be Peter Gabriel's version of Heroes. It's so good. I'm like, ooh. He made it his own in a way that only Peter Gabriel can. It's very haunting and beautiful. And I don't think it loses the irony of David Bowie's original version. So I would highly suggest that as a cover.
And speaking of Peters doing covers, Typo Negative's covers are chef's kiss.
Oh my God. Summer Breeze. So good.
So when they recorded that, he wanted to change all of the lyrics to be very sexually explicit. And he had to ask Seals and Crofts for their permission to cover the song and put it on their album. And they were like, yeah, you can cover it, but you cannot change those lyrics. These are not going to fly for Seals and Crofts. Peter Steele definitely likes to put everything into the X category. And that's what he was trying to do with Summer Breeze. And they were like, no.
But it's still quite good. I'm actually
It's still great.
still pretty happy with what he came out with.
They've done covers of Black Sabbath and Jimi Hendrix, and they've all been fantastic. The way they interpret a classic 70s song into a 90s industrial goth song is pretty ingenious.
Quite a trick if you can pull it off.
It is, and they did.
Let us have your social media information for the podcast. Everybody can follow you on Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, sure. We have a website, www.rockcandypodcast.com. Sorry, I have to say it at the end of every episode. And I really could become melodic with it.
You have a specific cadence for all
I
of it.
really
at this
do.
point.
You get there. I mean, you know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, we have Twitter, Rock Candy Pod, and then Instagram and Facebook, Rock Candy Podcast. We're terrible at social media, but we really try. And if you reach out to us, we do reach back. I don't know if that's
I can attest.
appropriate.
I can attest you do. You reach back.
And you can listen to us anywhere. We're on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Google, whatever, podcatchers, whatnots. I don't know what else people listen to, honestly, besides Google, Apple, and Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are probably the big three.
I don't know. The kids probably know.
Yeah, the kids could tell us.
And are you guys releasing weekly? What's your schedule?
We usually do weekly. However, this summer and last summer, because, you know, summer's busy and everything, we just started our summer schedule. So we're doing every other week.
Wednesday morning.
I love the show. I would highly recommend everybody give Rock Candy a listen if you haven't already heard it.
Well, thank you.
We'll look forward to more episodes soon. Ladies, thanks so much for being on. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having us. It was lovely to hang out.
Don't worry about it, guys. It's all in the mix.
Bye-bye, lardass.
Bend and Scoop is a production of Lukewarm Tallboy Studios.
We will return tomorrow morning with the sun.
Good evening, and have a good life.